Hello students. So in the previous class we just saw how the whales were being killed and what was the reason behind killing the whales. So let's go through for the further of the lesson, and we have also already seen about the leviathans. That is one of imaginary character which was very popular and was a very dreadful monster, sea monster in the ancient stories. So, and we have already seen that one of the whaling ship called Axis that was already sank and which was met with an accident with the attack of the whale. So, let's see what happens in the further of the story. Here, to sink, that is the Axis is one of a whaling ship, and then the crew, it is nothing but the people who will be there in the ship or the people who will be working for one purpose in a group. So, they are called as crew here. The crew were left adrift. Adrift, it is nothing but where a boat or a passenger were left over in mid of the sea, and the boat which will be moving very aimlessly without being controlled by anyone. So that is the meaning of adrift here. So when the crew were left adrift in three whale boats in the middle of the sea. So totally there were three ships which was left adrift in the middle of the ocean called as Pacific Ocean. Thousands of miles from land, only eight of them were still alive. So the ships were very far away from the land, which was measured of thousands of miles away. And then eight of them were alive when they have already been starved and dehydrated when they were rescued 8 days later. So after the incident, the whalers and the whales ship was rescued after 8 days of the incident. When they have rescued, only eight were remaining in the ship. So then there were reports about another huge creature, a sperm whale. So as I told you, there were different kinds of whales as it was seen in the first, that is the killer whale, the humpback whale, and one of that was the sperm whale here. The sperm whale referred to as Mocha-Dick. So the name of the sperm whale here is called Mocha-Dick. So how did it get the name of Mocha-Dick? So let's see. After an island called Mocha in the Pacific Ocean. So after the name of the island was kept as Mocha, the creature was also called as a Mocha-Dick. Why? Because in that place itself it was living in. So off the coast of Chile. Then Mocha-Dick was thought to have a violent streak and gave rise to the stories which terrified and fascinated whalers as well as the reading public for decades. So as we all know that there were lots of discoveries and the study was based on the whales. So during those times there was a magazines or a book oriented with the whales details. In that kind of a books it was given out the information that one of a whale called as Mocha-Dick. So it was thought of that it was very giving out a very violent look and which arose as a story, and it was very terrifying and horrifying and a little bit very scary enough, and it was a good imaginary for the whalers as well as the readers to read on to the interesting articles and even the story. For decades, it was just running through. A number of whalers had tried and failed to hunt him down. So he was very strong enough, and he was one of such a violent creature where the people, many whalers tried to hunt him, but they were unsuccessful. So let's see what has happened to Mocha-Dick. Mocha-Dick, was he really was being hunted by the professionals? So let's see. So when Mocha-Dick was finally found dead in the year 1839, so he was finally found dead in the year 1839. An article by J.N. Reynolds in the Nicker Boker magazine. So Knickerbocker magazine is one of a name of a magazine which is written by J.N. Reynolds. So in his magazine, he is going to discover the whale as the below. The first thing he says that this renowned monster, which is a renowned monster, so this fellow is talking about Mocha-Dick whale. Mocha-Dick whale, who had come off victorious in 100 fights with his pursuers. So he has come. He in the sense the Mokhadika. So that is one of the whales he is talking about, and he has already witnessed he has just got a victory. That is, he has escaped from many of the whalers and made a stability and made a pursuance to be alive still. He was an old bull whale. So what kind of a whale it was? It was a old bull whale of prodigious size. A prodigious size, it is nothing but a wonderfully very large and powerful whale. From the effect of age, or more probably from a freak of nature, he was white as wool. So because of the age and maybe the freaking in the sense very cold nature and the climate, the whale was looking and has its physical stature as white as wool. So it was seeming in a white color and viewed from a distance. So if you people, if some other common man view from a distance, it would be seeming as a mountain or some other cloud is going on, but only the whalers can witness and say that it is one of a whale. So what is that? Should the whalers share their experience? Let's see. Only a sailor would be able to tell that moving mass was a mountain-sized whale and not a large white cloud moving along the horizon. As I told, only the whalers can identify the huge moving mass as a whale there, but not a mountain-sized moving mass or a large white cloud. But in reality, it is one of a huge and the heaviest creature, gigantic creature of a sea. Numerous boats are known to have been ground to piece in the crush of his powerful jaws. So there were an examples where many of the ships has drowned and many of ships has been ground to the pieces and crushed for the powerful jaws of the Mocha-Dick whale. And Mocha-Dick was the longest whale I ever looked on, more than 70 feet from head to tail. So he is one of the longest whale where the author has experienced in his life and he has seen in his life, and it was measuring was about more than 70 feet from head to tail and yielded 100 barrels of pure oil. See, as we all know that the whales were killed for the sake of its flesh and even for the sake of oils. So how many barrels here the Mocha-Dick would yield? 1 barrel. The scars of his old wounds were near the new ones. So as we already seen that during 1839, it was found dead, and when it is dead, when the examination, the inquiry was going on how this gigantic creature was killed off, there they saw the scars. It is nothing but the marks which was wounded off on the body of Mocha-Dick, and some of them were very old and some of them were very new. We drew 20 harpoons. We drew 20 harpoons. Harpoons are nothing but a kind of a spear which is used as a weapon in hunting the whales. From his back, so they have taken out nearly 20 harpoons from the back of Mocha-Dick, left there from many desperate encounters. So by this, and this clearly shows that many times the kind of a try was being done to kill the whale Mocha-Dick. So he was equivalently known as a killer whale also. And moreover, for his powerful jaws, many of the ships were crushed into pieces and was drowned in the sea. Such reports seems to have led to a popular notion of whales as dangerous, cruel or wicked animals. So this gives you a clear picture that it would be very dangerous and wicked animals. The rare white whale, which was actually an albino lacking a protein that produces a pigment and thus resulting in a white skin, came to be considered specially called vengeful and treacherous. So here, a lack of pigment, that is a natural kind of a substance which is present in humans and animals and even the plants. So this processes out and gives out the color of the skin. The texture color, the texture of the skin will be decided among by this pigment itself. So that pigment that is called, which is called as albino. So that is it shows that the lack of protein was produced in pigment, and thus a whale was resulted in a white skin. And it is one of the vengeful, that is a kind of a animal which takes the revenge. So it is a kind of an animal which takes up the revenge. So here we just saw how J.N. Reynolds shared his experience in his one of his magazine. And then next, Herman Melville. So Herman Melville, an American author. He has also wrote many of novels on Moby Dick, Moby Dick in 1851. Melville himself have been traveling up and down the ocean on whaling ships for a while. So to experience of on his own, he himself was been traveling ups and downs of the oceans and on the whaling ships for a while. And the name of the novel indicates that story about Mocha Dick may have had an influence on him. So he wanted to experience on his own each and every bit of a thing he has to experience on his own. That is a reason he was himself traveling around the ocean and on the whale ships too. In the novel, the Captain Ahab, a one-legged sailor on a whaling vessel, goes far over the ocean. So the in his one of his novel, he has written as his main character as Ahab, a captain of a ship. Now, as I already told you that whale hunting was very popular. So this fellow Ahab, namely Captain Ahab, is one-legged sailor. So one-legged sailor in the sense we have to understand that he is one of a sailor on a whaling vessel. Whaling vessel, the whaler's ship, and then he had only one leg. So in a whale accident itself, he has lost his leg as one of the killer whale has bitten up one of his leg. So in this novel and in this a kind of a situation where we just learn about the Captain Ahab. He just want to take a revenge on the whale who has just made cut off one of his leg. So that will be discussed in the next class. So just follow up all the textual things and please read it out. I'll be meeting you all in my next video. Take care.